Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Eleanor Vance, and after decades in geriatric healthcare, I've seen firsthand how our perspectives shift as we age. Today, I want to talk about something close to my heart: embracing a slower, simpler life in a world that seems to spin faster every day, where we're constantly bombarded with messages to buy more, own more. There's another way. A path we can choose, especially those of us who've lived through decades of change and now yearn for a quieter, more meaningful existence. Reevaluating consumerism. As we get older, we realize those material things we once chased, they don't hold the same weight. When we were younger, society told us possessions equaled success. Ads screamed at us, spend, own, be more. But now, with the wisdom life's given us, we know happiness isn't in what we own. This modern world is built on consumerism, designed to make us spend. It tells us we're part of the in crowd only if we buy the latest gadget, the fanciest car, the most luxurious vacation. But the truth is, stuff doesn't fill the deeper needs of our souls. We remember a time when life moved slower, and this fast-paced world can be overwhelming. But we don't have to play that game anymore. We've earned the right to opt out, to breathe, and to live slower. Clearing out clutter. Let me tell you, a few years back, I downsized. I sold my big house and moved into a small place, a narrowboat. If you've ever seen one, you know it's tiny. I had to make some tough choices about what to keep. Boxes of stuff I hadn't touched in years, kitchen gadgets I didn't even remember buying, 5 coffee makers. But as I started letting go, something amazing happened. I felt lighter, like I was shedding not just things but emotional weight too. Moving into that small space, taking only what I truly needed, gave me a sense of freedom I hadn't felt in ages. It was like a burden lifted. Even if you're not moving, try it. Go through your kitchen, closets, garage. Get rid of the things you don't need. You'll be amazed how much better you feel with less. Simplifying your surroundings simplifies your mind. Embrace capitalism with caution. Now, I'm not against capitalism. It works for the most part. Businesses create goods and services that make our lives easier, and they deserve a profit. That's fair. But the problem is when we start consuming for the sake of consuming. The beauty of capitalism is competition. If one company charges too much, another will undercut them. But the downside, we get trapped in a cycle of buying more, chasing trends, fleeting pleasures. As we age, we realize those things we thought we needed weren't really necessary at all. Life's about experiences, relationships, and quiet moments. Living simply in a complex world. Living a slow, less materialistic life means going against the grain. Most people are caught up in the consumer culture. If you step off that treadmill, you'll be in the minority. But being in the minority can be beautiful. When you live simply, without the constant need for more, you see life differently. You notice things you missed before. The rustle of leaves, the warmth of the sun, those quiet moments of peace. These things can't be bought, and yet they offer a richness money can't provide. Living simply isn't depriving yourself. It's being intentional with your choices, focusing on what brings you joy. It's slowing down to appreciate the life you have, not always striving for the life you think you need. Yes, you might feel like an outsider at first, but the peace you gain from slowing down will outweigh the discomfort of being different. Appreciate the little things. As we age, joy comes from simpler things. The big experiences we once sought, they don't hold the same allure. We find happiness in the little things, a cup of tea on a crisp morning, time with loved ones, watching birds at the feeder. These small moments are treasures, and they're often free. When you're not caught up in the whirlwind of consumerism, you see the value in things that don't have a price tag. Maybe you'll start gardening, read a book, revisit a hobby. When you remove distractions, you create space for these simple joys, and they'll sustain you longer than any possession. Resist the pull of consumerism. Let's be real, the pull of consumerism is strong. Even after you decide to live simpler, you'll face temptations. It's easy to get caught up in sales, ads, the urge to buy something new. We've all browsed online, not needing anything, but ending up with a cart full of stuff. That's the seduction of consumerism. But the more you resist, the easier it becomes. Start small. Try going a day without buying anything, then 2, then a week. The desire to consume fades, and you'll feel more at peace with what you have, filling the void with meaningful activities. When you stop spending so much time and money on buying things, you have more space in your life. What will you do with it? The possibilities are endless. Maybe you'll take up knitting, walk in the park, spend more time with grandkids, share stories. When you're not focused on acquiring things, you can focus on doing things that nourish your soul. These activities, though simple, are incredibly rewarding. The challenges of living differently. Living a slow, simple life isn't without challenges. You'll encounter resistance from others and yourself. We've been conditioned to believe success is tied to what we own. Society pushes consumption because it benefits those in power. Choosing to step outside that system can be uncomfortable. You might feel isolated, but the discomfort is temporary, and the rewards are profound. Over time, societal pressures will have less hold on you, and you'll find peace in living your values. Financial freedom through simplicity. One of the biggest advantages of living a slow life is financial freedom. When you stop buying things you don't need, you save money. That money can be used for things that truly matter. Traveling, investing in your health, building a cushion for peace of mind. Living simply reduces financial pressure. You can focus on enjoying the fruits of your labor. You might even find you need less income than you thought. Reflection on life's journey. As we age, reflection becomes natural. We look back on our choices, experiences, lessons. Living a slow, simple life gives us space for meaningful reflection. I don't regret the things I didn't buy. I cherish moments with loved ones, quiet joy, the peace that comes from living my values. I've made mistakes, but I wouldn't change a thing. Leaving a legacy of simplicity. Finally, as we near the later stages of life, we think about our legacy. For me, it's not about material wealth. It's about leaving behind values, simplicity, mindfulness, appreciation. I hope my children and grandchildren learn from my example, not the things I owned, but the way I lived. I hope they see that happiness comes from appreciating the simple joys of life, prioritizing health and well-being. As we age, our health becomes paramount. In a world that prioritizes productivity over well-being, it's easy to forget to take care of ourselves. Living a slow life encourages us to focus on our health, both mental and physical. When we slow down, we listen to our bodies. We recognize when we need rest, movement, nourishment. This awareness is a key benefit of slow living. Instead of pushing ourselves, we focus on staying active, eating well, nurturing our mental well-being. This leads to a deeper connection with nature, which has immense health benefits. In a slow life, health is a priority. Conclusion: the joy of slow living. Choosing to live a slow life, spending less, and finding peace in simplicity isn't the easiest path, but it's one of the most rewarding. It allows us to step away from constant pressure and focus on what truly matters: relationships, experiences, inner peace. For those of us in later life, it's a chance to reflect, let go, and live with contentment. A valuable life lesson. Remember, folks, the most precious things in life aren't things at all. They're the moments we share, the laughter we create, and the peace we find within ourselves. Don't let the noise of the world drown out the quiet joy of a simple life. Take a moment each day to appreciate the small things, and you'll find a wealth of happiness you never knew existed. Please share your own experiences with simplifying your life in the comments below. Your stories can inspire others to find their own path to peace and contentment.